Alright guys, this is an Intermatic ML121RT thing. I forget what comes after that. So 120, Intermatic 121. This is a low voltage timer, outdoor timer. It takes, 120, there's just a regular outlet in here. 120, they call it 110 in America. I don't know why. It's actually about 124 volts. And then this basically just steps it down to, this one puts out 14.05 volts or something like that. And what it's for is landscape lighting, like these, right? These little guys right here. So I've got them. I got a bunch of them. You see one there. There's one. There's one, right? I got, I don't know how many of those little things. So basically all this does is, this is the current time, it's about 5:30. So about 8:30 they come on and they go off right around midnight. So yeah, that's all it does. Not much to it. This thing is very, very expensive. And they got some weak points to them too, because I've rebuilt this thing several times. But I'm going to show you a little trick on rebuilding them really, really cheaply. Here, let me get the old Amazon open here. Yeah, there it is. So the same one on Amazon, it was $200 plus, plus tax, plus shipping, all that crap, right? So this is not a cheap unit. You can probably get it cheaper somewhere else. I think they're normally $150 or something like that. But here, I'm going to give you a quick hack on how to rebuild them. All right, guys. So here, let me show you what I do to fix that low voltage timer. It's a very expensive unit. It's definitely a couple $100, really, wherever you get it. And they have some common failures, some weak points in my mind. What normally goes on them is the, I'll show you. Yeah, might as well just show you. I got one right here. This is the timer motor. So this basically 24 hours a day is constantly moving, and it's all geared. It's all geared down here. So all these are plastic gears, but there's one gear in here that's made of rubber, and it just over time it disintegrates. Or in my case, this is the switch for on off, and it lives up inside the, it's the only switch it has, really. What happens is that when that timer comes around, that little green guy will hit one of these cogs, spin it, it makes this circuit, lights come on. The red one comes behind, breaks the circuit, lights go off. Pretty simple. The switch on mine had gotten really difficult to turn with your hands. So when I took it apart, I found like there was some spiders in here, some bugs, there was a dead worm. So just a bunch of crap had gotten in there. And oh yeah, I don't know if you're gonna see that. It still has some spider web crap on it. So that was real hard to turn, and obviously that's gonna have effect on all these cogs, because they're quite small. But the weak point in the timer is the one, I'll show you. It's the one behind this cover here. It's this guy. So right here is where it's like a nylon rubbery cog, and this one, there's a tooth here where my finger is, and then there's maybe 2 or 3 teeth left on it. It just falls apart. So I have no idea if that's going to come through on the camera or not. So hopefully you can see that. But there should be like a cog right here made of rubber with a bunch of teeth in it, just like a plastic one would look like, but just springy, So damn things always break. So to fix it, you need this. Really, in my case, in this timer this year, I needed this, and I needed to fix this switch, get all the junk out of it, clean it up, move on. Right? You can buy this part for $50 and some change. You have to ship it and all that stuff, right? So it's an expensive little sucker. Definitely, not the cheapest thing, but the unit's 200, so $50, or you can do what I do. And this is being cheap. I shouldn't say cheap. It's not that I'm being cheap, it's just that I'm like, why spend more money if you don't need to? So I go to Home Depot and I pick up one of these. Also Intermatic, right? And so we're not switching brands or anything like that. And this comes and it looks like this, and it has a timer wheel in it and an on-off switch and all that stuff. So it's the exact same thing as the low voltage one, except it's not low voltage. There's no transformer. It basically, you go 120 and you're coming out of this side with 120 as well. So you can't use like low voltage lights with this. You just blow them up. But you could use like a pond pump if you want to have your pond come on at certain times, or water fountain, something like that, right? That's what these are for. So what I do, these are cheap. These are $19 and some $20. They're 20 bucks. So I go to Home Depot, I get one of these bad boys, and I take it apart and I strip everything out of it. I get a new timer, I get a new switch, a new dial with new on-off triggers, and then I'll also take this cable out of here, and I'll save that for something before I throw this stuff away. This stuff's useless stuff. It's no good. But there's all the old cogs out of the other one. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. That's the time of day. The little guy swings back and forth. Yeah, that's the old wheel. I think I showed that already. But yeah, so for $20 you get everything, and you completely can rebuild the low voltage one. You know, and you pick it up same day at Home Depot, right? You don't have to wait on anybody shipping anything. You know, obviously if the transformer goes, you can't do that, right? You got to test it before you go spend the $20. Otherwise, it's just a waste of $20. But I've had that thing for 15 years, so I have rebuilt it, you know, several times. It's always that little rubber gear that goes. I do stick a voltmeter back there and make sure I have 14 volts coming to the transformer before I go buy this. So yeah, you know, top trick for you there, just get a voltmeter and make sure that your transformer is good. And then everything else, $20, and I'll be good now for another, I don't know, 3-4 years, maybe. So top trick there, you know, save you a bunch of cash if you've got one of those that doesn't work. So.